Take that cereal.
No.
Pour the milk.
Oh,
You're here. I was just doing my fridge dance.
yeah, we were all dancing.
I was just trying to steal lots of fake cereal.
Okay, so welcome to our fourth video. I'm sorry.
Our fourth lyric video? Or not lyric video?
Our fourth lip triangle video.
And
So
our book.
everyone read to their goal, no one's away, and everyone has at least 5 sticky notes.
And Skullduggery plus by life, and remember set to the ancients.
Yeah, so Lucas is doing chapter 16.
I'm doing chapter 17.
Marcus is doing chapter 17. Jasper's doing chapter 18 and 19. And I'm going to do the last chapter, chapter 20.
Let's begin.
Let's go.
Who's going to go first?
Yeah, I am going to go first. I need to find my page though.
Oh,
here it is.
So wait, before we start this is actually like what happened in here is like it's all really big. What happened?
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
stuff happening.
Yeah,
in
a
this.
lot.
These
Yes.
5 chapters.
This is a pretty good.
It's gonna be good.
And I can't believe it ended here.
Yeah, it
Okay,
ended in the worst.
Yeah, I
So
don't
we're
know.
also gonna say our favorite parts at the end.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in my chapter, it says how Stephanie at the start, she's like saying that she's soaked her elbow, not very important. And then she was like complaining to herself about how Skullduggery got captured and how it was all her fault. And then she thought of phoning up. And then she wanted to go to Ghastly's, but she didn't know the phone number. So she went to or the address, and then she went to what's his name again? China's. China's, and then she was being really cool, like saying like, this is a door. It's flimsy. I can do this. I can break this off. Yeah. And she was
And
gonna
then because
and she-
China, the girl was
and-
yeah,
Yeah, and then so she hit the door off it, and then when she got, and then like she was like while she was doing that, she was thinking about how she could have let China like manipulate her, and she was getting also really angry at herself. Like in my chapter, she's really angry at herself.
China knew her name.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Trying
And
to
then
figure out her name.
she finally knocked down the hinges, and then she ran into the bedroom to find the what?
Oh, we know
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Marcus.
Okay, then she gets the address book, and then she finds it in the room, and then when she finds Ghastly's name under the
Ghastly.
no, his
Ghastly Unbearable.
no.
Ghastly
Oh,
Bistro.
Taylor Shop.
Ghastly Bistro.
Yeah, his tailor
But
shop.
his name is Ghastly Bistro.
Bespoke.
Bistro.
And so once she found that, China said, "Why would you do such a thing? That door did nothing to you." And then that was when I was sticking out. That was really funny when she was
But
like
it
talking
wasn't.
about the door. Yeah, I thought it was funny. And then she said, "Go sit." And then she was like trying to manipulate Stephanie by saying like, "You're very bad."
Oh, yeah.
And then like go sit in the corner like a good girl, and Stephanie nodded, like as if she was in a trance.
She was really mad because
Yeah.
she obeyed.
Yeah, and then secretly, and then she just walked out the door, and then China was getting like really angry at her because she was like, "How could you do this? How could you resist my spell?" And then she's like, "Stephanie, get back here, Stephanie!" And then Stephanie's like, "It's not my name," and then it's like Valkyrie. I don't know how to pronounce it.
His name was Valkyrie.
But she's like,
Kane.
well, she,
Valkyrie Kane.
and then what's China's like? She's actually like she's kind of like she in a pleasant way. She's just like, oh, well, why don't you introduce yourself to me?
And then
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Sorry, I missed that out.
China's sketchy.
Yeah,
She's really sketchy.
yeah.
She
And
seems
then-
all nice and fuzzy, but then she's like
She's a bad
raw.
seed.
Yeah, and then she got out, and then wait, how did she get to Ghastly's again?
She walked.
Oh,
It's a tailor shop close to her house.
oh, okay. And then she walked to Ghastly's, and then she told him all about it, and then he was like, "I'm so sorry for not believing you before." And then he was like, because you know how, like, Skullduggery in the past chapter said that, Ghastly takes a few days to, like, you know, like, lighten up. So,
Yeah.
and then after that, he went, and then Ghastly and her went back to the art gallery to go to the elders to tell them. And then when they got there, like they went into the secret like tomb thing. And then wait, no, it's not. Wait, is it the art museum or the wax museum?
The wax.
Oh, okay. That doesn't really matter.
Sort
Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. And then
Most museums are cooler.
yeah. And then when they got there, they're like caretaker, got really angry at them and said, "You can't be here. You have to leave. You do not have an appointment." And then she's like, "I don't care." And then she goes through, and then there's the cleavers.
They're basically kind
They're
of like
the
guards.
guardians.
They're
Yeah.
not swords.
Yeah,
they're
not
the
swords.
guardians of the.
Yeah, they're just like they obey everyone.
And they have skiff.
giant like spears.
Scythes.
Skiff.
Yeah, scythes. They're
Yeah.
like what the Death
Reaper.
Yeah.
the Grim Reaper carries.
Yeah.
Basically.
And then the scythe is
Yeah.
I
And
we're
then
doing a video.
yeah, and
Keep
then
going,
the scythe goes to her neck, and then she doesn't dare move. Well, Ghastly's like, and then the caretaker's like, "I'll go find if the elders can see you."
5 minutes, Mark.
And then once they got there, and then the elders came out, and then Stephanie was telling all of them, and then at first they didn't believe them, and then they're like, "Please, Skullduggery is a good guy, and we like value his stuff, but
His stuff.
he's like
They value him as like a person.
yeah." And then she said in like a kind of like a muffled voice, right? But I was there. They're attacked by the papermen, and they were like, "What?" And then, papermen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guys that were like paper people.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
Yeah.
And then they were like,
Serpent's
um,
henchmen.
yeah, and then they were like, are you sure?
Cold.
And then they started to believe her a bit more, and then they got really enthusiastic about it, and not like really angry at her anymore. And then they helped her and got they said that they would get people. They said that they'd give them the cleavers and
2 cleavers.
and yeah, 2 cleavers and Mr. Bliss. But Mr. Bliss, instead of Mr. Bliss actually coming, he sent Taint Flo.
Tanith.
Tanith,
His
sorry.
a girl he'd met that slayed the ogre on a bridge.
Yeah, and then that's the end of my chapter.
Okay.
Oh,
So
and
my-
my favorite part was probably when she was like when she was being really like when she was like in a beast mode and she was like, "My name is Valkyrie Kane," and she just walked out the door. I thought that was really good.
Like,
Okay. So in chapter 17, what basically happened is they went to the castle. No, I believe the castle of Serpine, and then then there's these guards outside, the paper dudes.
Papermen.
They found out that they're actually called Hollow Men.
Yeah,
Oh,
Hollow Men.
yeah.
So then the Hollow Men, and then they see the Hollow Men. The Hollow Men don't see them yet. Tanith Low, Ghastly Bespoke, the 2
Cleavers. That they brought
Cleavers,
with them.
and Stephanie. Well, Valkyrie.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Valkyrie.
they send in. So Stephanie basically sends in the two Cleavers basically because she's like they're gonna die.
It's a distraction.
Yeah, as a distraction, and like they're gonna, and then Ghastly Bespoke guys are like they're gonna die, and then Tannis is like just let them do their job.
No, it was the opposite. Ghastly.
No, that was that way. It was
Tanith.
that way.
What? No.
Yes, it was.
I thought Tannis was the one who was like worried about it.
No. Tanith is a warrior.
Yeah,
So anyway, so they basically sneak in, and then they're like all searching through the building. They split up, and then they hear a little, and then Stephanie hears a low whistle. She's like, and she's like, and then she says to so there's what's his face, Ghastly there, and she's like, Ghastly, I hear a whisper,
I
and she's like 9:30, so and she's like, what is it? It's like, and then he's like, wait, girl from girl from Idaho.
He
or something.
recognized the song.
He's like, girl from
He was whistling.
Ipadama or something like that. It's like
No,
that's
it was-
skullduggery.
It felt like they were searching for skullduggery.
Yes, that's what
what he
they
said.
said.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
So that's the girl. He was listening to the girl from Ipadama or something. It's like
In the song.
that. Yeah, and then Ghastly's like that's
But Stephanie was like, he's a skeleton. He,
that. Yeah,
he
how
has no
can we?
lips. How can he whistle?
But he's
Or
like,
a
well,
tongue.
you know what? You
Yeah.
can talk, so whatever. That's what she said basically. And then he's like, and so yeah, he said that's the girl from Ipadama. That's him. And then they like
Padma?
whatever.
Just keep
She's
going.
like, and it's like, so they're like go in 3, 2, 1, and then they like burst in, and then there's nowhere there except for Skullduggery whistling. He's like, oh, hello there.
Yeah.
It's like, and then Ghastly's like, oh, those are very good locks. Like, Yeah, this was a pretty small spell. And then, anyway, they just kind of talk. They like take him out, and then they're going to leave.
He was like, getting tortured had me a lot of time to think.
And they found out, where the key was
He figured
was
it
in
out.
the worst spot possible.
That's my chapter that will do that.
Yep, not that yet. So it's like I found out where the key is. And then so she's like, okay, and then they go out and they're like they find all the people and then they're running and they see the hollow men, and they're already kind of like shredded up and from the cleavers, and they found one of the dead cleavers, but they don't know where the other is. And then they're like running and they like beast mode the cleavers. And then they just like keep running, and then before Stephanie's about to ask Skulldugger to boost her over the wall to get out, but Skulldugger already did it and pushed her over.
He can control air, right? So he can shoot them over.
So then they all make it away happy. That's the end of it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then wait, my favorite part is when they like beast mode the Hollow Men, which is basically just like rush them and just go like sing.
I like that Taint was on the roof. That's
Oh yeah, she ran up the wall and onto the ceiling.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
cutting off guys'
that's her
heads
power.
from the ceiling.
Yeah,
She has
see,
super
that's what I
power.
said, beast mode. Okay. Good.
So the chapter I'm gonna say is I did chapter 18 and 19. So in chapter 18, can we check how much time's left to make sure? Oh, 11 minutes. Okay. Okay. So
It's 12 actually.
Yeah. in chapter 8 or 18, sorry. What happened was they get back to Ghastly's tailor shop. And they were standing on the roof of it talking about his escape and where, like, why is it always funny when I talk?
No, it's not you. It's the
And the escape and, like, how he got out and how he's figuring out where the key was while he was inside there. And then they started talking about aging and magic, because they're saying how she didn't know Tanith could, like, run up walls and stuff and do crazy stuff like that. And Stephanie asked if she could be like that in a couple of years, like if she had that much training. And Skulldugger said, yeah,
Sorry, can I say
in about like
Alessi, can you stop using Siri, please?
I'm turning it off. Why don't you just turn it off normally?
in about he said in about 60 years you should be able to be just as good as Tanith. And she was kind of a bit confused because Tanith looked about 16. But see, the thing is that Skulldugger explained to her is that magic, or when you can, magic, if you're an adept or
Please stop using
an
Siri.
elemental, you stay younger for longer.
Oh, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
I forgot to say this in my chapter. So basically what they said is the cleavers, they have a little bit of magic, but they're basically supposed to play as clean as possible, so they don't have magic, they basically are just like
Yeah.
the
No, they just make it
teensiest bit.
stronger. They just make themselves stronger. With,
Yeah, that's basically all they have. So they're not elemental or adept.
They're just beasts.
Okay, back to you.
And so
Back to you.
then they're talking about how China stays young forever as well, because she's what is China? She's an elemental, right?
Yeah.
She's an adept, because she has that weird power where she can like control people's minds, like with being looking pretty.
Yeah.
She's an adept. But the thing was that China was telling Stephanie about how Skulldugger isn't the man that he says he is. And the reason for that is she said you should have seen him in the war, because how he got trapped and killed in the first place, they turned into a skeleton, is,
So angry.
yeah. So the Serpine, the bad guy, was the left-hand man of Malevolent, the big bad guy. And
Big bad guy.
the big bad guy. And so basically Serpine had to set a trap for him, and he was talking about how Serpine knew that if he killed his kid and his wife in front of him, Skulldugger wouldn't want to use magic on him. He'd go for the spear or the knife that was poisoned next to him to try and kill Serpine. So that's why he's talking about how it was a perfect trap. And then they started talking about. She asked him where actually is the key to the dungeon that he was thinking about after he was being tortured. He figured out where it was, and it was actually the clue that he got from the will of the Gordon, the man that hid the key a couple years ago.
We should stop it.
Okay, yeah. Keep going.